Welcome back, chitlins. It is I, Uncle Greg, aka the Free American Spirit, and today we're showing you the progress. So that hose reel over there, because you guys are going to plumb it like that, I put a 1/2 inch iron pipe by a 3/4 barb that goes to 3/4 inside diameter hose. That goes to a 3/4 iron pipe by 3/4 barb, which goes to this kit that I showed you. This actually does swivel, but you don't need a swivel. Anywho, if you don't have a swivel though, then you got to put a disconnect somewhere unless you want to pull all the hoses apart. This strainer's 3/4. A lot of people don't use one up here, but they only do it on the bottom of the tank. I do both, just because there's so much junk coming out of the customer's hose at times that puts a bunch of junk in your barrel. So you go up with the 3/4 male by female PVC, or I guess that's a 1 inch. Yeah, it's a 1 inch because they made it like that. But if you were buying a bulkhead and it was all 3/4, you could get away with one. So this bulkhead, the threads up here, because that Hudson valve right there has a nipple on it. So if you add, how long that is, plus a nipple on it, plus the valve, it'd really be hanging low. So now that hangs like this, and I can put my ring on it, which I have to take apart to put my ring because I'm a special child. Anyways, it looks a little crooked because this is bowed, which I can't do much about. But anyways, I'll undo that. Luckily, it's a swivel, like I mentioned, and we can get that done. I was going to do the 1 inch hose going over to the pressure washer, but of course, they sent the wrong piece. So I need one piece. I'll go down to the store and get that. That's part of building anything in business. You're going to do like 5 million trips to Lowe's or Home Depot or online or whatever, just to aggravate you, because even when you have experience, you leave something out. It's just the way it happens. Unless you have a shop, have all kinds of extra parts. Some of these are a couple used extras that I've used on this, and what do you know? I didn't have any. So let's see here. What will today's tip be? Because you're learning. You're probably going to ask me about chemicals, and you're going to be all tied up on the minutia of it. Oh my God, I'm watching all these things and they don't tell me what the chemical is, and everybody has one, and blah, 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 and what do I use and how much and all that good stuff. And we're going to do a chemical later. But I will tell you that when you call a supplier up, they have sheets on them. And being old, my brain is going dead, but I actually have a book of them. It's the emergency data sheets. They have a name, but emergency data sheets. Each chemical that they sell, they should have one of these sheets that'll tell you what's in the chemical, or what's in the solution, what chemical it is, and then it tells you all kinds of stuff in case of a spill. For example, like sodium hypochlorite, which is chlorine, obviously is SH, but it'll tell you, what to do in case of emergency, flush your eyes, do whatever, blah, 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 blah. Not only does OSHA require that if they happen to stop in you're a larger company, but if you get pulled over by a nice, happy state trooper or somebody like that and he asks you for them and you ain't got them, you's in trouble. That's why most people carry under 100 gallons of SH. The other thing good about those sheets are, the guy's going to ask you, or you're going to ask him, hey, you know, I just started a business. I want to do a house wash and I want to do roof wash. What chemicals do I need? Or I want to do concrete stain and degreasing and whatever. And he'll tell you, oh, use this, use that, whatever. He'll sell it to you. That's great. Make sure you get the sheet, because on that sheet, you know, he wants to sell you stuff, so he's going to tell you how to use it. These guys are pretty good. And a couple things I want to tell you is don't overdo it. Don't be an American and go, oh, 5 ounces of this is good, so 15 ounces is better. Just don't do it. I have a cow with people with SH because they always just use way too much. And that's another video that we're going to do on these metering valves, because people just crank them up. And so it really depends if you have 10% or 12% and where you're going to crack those valves to get the percentage you need coming out of the hose. But back to the sheets, the emergency data sheets or whatever they're called. God, I can't believe I can't remember the name. But anyways, so he's going to send you one and he's going to tell you how to use it. And you're going to get a bottle of it and it's going to have directions. So on the back of that sheet, you will write down how much to use. You know, for house wash, use 1 gallon and whatever. For, roof wash, use 5 gallons or whatever. It's not that much. I'm just being funny. But the point is, you want to jot all that down so you don't have to call people again. And as you mix accordingly, you'll find out, you'll put for vinyl, 1%. For hardy board, maybe 0.75 or maybe 1%. For wood or whatever, it might be 1.5% because it's a really hard job. Same with roofs. Everybody just wants to nuke the darn roofs. I'm telling you right now, start off with about a 4% mix, you know, and on light roofs and things like that, that'll work pretty well. If it's a metal roof, even lower. But, 4%, you'll be surprised how much that'll take off. And only when you have to start increasing it, maybe 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6. And if you use a metering valve and you're using 12.5, you can actually get, 6.5. But anyways, or 6 3/4, somewhere there. If you want to see how hot that is, just go to your bleach that you put in your washing machine that's 6% from the store and stick your thumb in there for about 30 seconds. Tell me how you like that. Because that thing, bleach is the recommended thing for roofs, and bleach is also recommended to rinse it off, or you could lose your manufacturer's warranty. So they don't tell you that either. So that's all the good stuff. Thumbs up, like the video, share it with people, leave me a comment. I love y'all, and I'll see you on the next one. Adios, muchachos.